Hello everyone, Tyraptor101 here. Today I'm going to do a video doing Indominus versus Giga. Now I did a video on this a while ago, but I'm going to do a reboot and try to redo the video since I really didn't make good evidence and good points. So let's get this versus video started. So first let's go to size and compare it to size and weight. So the Jurassic World Dominion Giga is around 8.5 meters tall and 15.5 meters long, and weighed around 14 tons. Now let's compare it to the Indominus Rex. So in Jurassic World, Indominus Rex's height was unknown, but its length was around 40 feet. Weight was also unknown, but some calcs have said around 8 to 9 tons. And height, it seemed to be around the same height as Rexy, which since Rex is around 18 feet tall, this would most likely put Indom around 18 to maybe 19 feet tall. So as you can see, the Jurassic World Dominion Giga has size by a good little bit. He is just shown to be a lot bigger, longer, and heavier than the Indominus. At least not the full-grown Indominus. So now let's start off with strength. Let's start with the Giga. The Giga had the strength to stop a charging Rexy as well as lift her off the ground and push her back. Well as being able to drag Rexy by her tail, was able to lift Rexy by her leg, flipping her onto her side, as well as being able to throw Rexy into the stone pillar with so much force it was able to knock her out cold. So that's it for Giga's feats of strength. Now let's move on to Indominus Rex's. The Indominus Rex is able to smack a 2 to 3 ton truck 10 or 20 feet in the air, able to easily flip Rexy over onto her side, was able to drag Rexy while she was on the ground, was able to easily pick up Rexy, slamming her to the ground, breaking one of her arms, and crushing the visitor stand underneath Rexy. So from everything I've said so far, I believe that the strength will be equal. Now hear me out here. Giga overall has shown that his body strength is stronger, but since the Indominus Rex likes to use her arms, it seems like that's the strongest part of her body. I think that would kind of equal out the Indominus Rex's lack of body strength, which makes strength equal between the two. So let's move on to the next category, which is speed. So let's start off with the Giga. The Jurassic World Dominion Giga shown to not be too fast, however, it did seem like in short bursts he could run up to speeds of maybe 15 to 20 miles per hour, looking at when he charged at Maisie. So, fast, but not that fast. Now let's move on to the Indominus Rex. The Indominus Rex was stated to run up to 30 miles per hour when confined to her paddock. This means that speed goes to the Indominus. Next, we have agility. Giga was shown to be able to sidestep Rex's attacks, was shown in close combat was able to have much faster reaction speeds than Rexy. So now let's move on to the Indominus Rex. Dodge the Ankylosaurus's tail swing. The Indominus Rex shown to be able to struggle to keep up with Rexy in close quarters combat, but it's shown to have extremely quick reflexes, which does allow it to hold off in the fight, beat Rexy. Looking at some of the evidence, it does seem like even though Giga's larger, heavier, and not as fast, he does seem to be more agile than the Indominus Rex. But the Indominus Rex does have lightning fast reflexes, which does allow it to kind of, keep up with the Giga, but still the Giga would beat it in agility. So now for durability. The Giga tanked the bite on his nose from Rexy, showing no visible scarring or bite marks. When Rexy bites the Giga on the neck, we fail to see any bite marks. Bites and slashes from the Therizinosaurus failed to break the Giga's hide. As a burning locust was thrown inside the Giga's mouth, he proceeded to roar in pain, however we don't see much scarring or burn marks. Now let's move on to Indominus Rex's durability. Tank the tail swing with Ankylosaurus, recovering almost instantly. Indominus Rex survived being trapped in between the paddock doors in its enclosure. We see that gunfire could not affect the Indominus Rex, most of the bullets deflecting off of its skin, as well as seeing that a rocket launcher blast failed to even slow the Indominus Rex down, nevertheless cause any critical damage to the dinosaur. As we can obviously see, it immediately gets back up and just walks back off into the forest while still being shot at. We see the Indominus Rex was able to take multiple raptor slashes from Echo and Delta, and it was shown to not be too severely hurt by the raptors, but we do see it was being hurt as we do see blood. After the Indominus Rex finishes off Delta and Echo, it has to fight Rexy. Rexy charges in and begins to rip into the Indominus Rex. The first few bites don't seem to break the Indominus Rex's skin, but as Rexy begins to bite the same spots and starts to shake around, starts to pierce deep into the Indominus Rex's skin, showing blood. Then after the Indominus Rex has defeated Rexy, we don't see too much damage on her, but as Blue charges in, Blue begins to rip into the Indominus Rex, and it does seem like this does, physically cause Indominus Rex to scream in pain, and we see as Rexy begins to throw the Indominus Rex into buildings, shrapnel, and, sparks starts to burn and rip through the Indominus Rex's skin. We can see the Indominus Rex is still fighting at this point, but it does seem that the constant pushing into buildings is dazing the Indominus Rex, causing her to be slower. We see a lot more blood on her. It doesn't seem to be mainly from Rexy's bites, but the impact into the buildings and the pieces of metal deep into her skin that are doing the main bits of damage. Blue and Rexy, though, are, causing her to bleed a little bit. And we do see the Indominus Rex recovers after this barrage of attacks and seems to be perfectly fine afterwards, even though, she's torn up. The Mosasaurus, as you can see, is ripping into her, and this exactly doesn't kill her. She's roaring in pain, but as you can see, she's visibly still alive. Looking at most of the evidence I've gathered, it does seem like Giga would seem to be more durable, but at the same time, Rexy didn't exactly get more hits on Giga, and she didn't attack the Giga the same way as she did the Indominus Rex, as well as the Indominus Rex having endured a lot more damage than the Giga did. So I would say that durability is equal between the two. Now, it's debatable, definitely, but I would say that Indominus Rex gets durability. So now the next category is weapons, but I think this would easily go to the Indominus Rex. That's not even a debate. The Indominus Rex would get weapons. Now for intelligence, but I shouldn't even have to explain why Indominus Rex will get intelligence. Now for experience. The Indominus Rex really is she's experienced, but she's not that experienced. Like how she didn't exactly know how to fight Rexy, but we look at how Giga, how he exactly knew how to fight Rexy, however he didn't know how to fight Theria, or the Therizinosaurus. So, it's an example of how Giga is more experienced than the Indominus Rex. So Giga gets experience. Now that was the last category, so let's say who do I think wins? Well, the winner would be, in my opinion, the fight between these two would be long and brutal, and it really would come down to the wire between the two. But I feel like the Indominus Rex's intelligence would allow it to beat the Giga, and its durability would allow it to be able to survive the Giga's attacks for long enough for it to figure out a way to defeat the Giga. So this is Tyraptor 101 here, signing out, and goodbye. See you guys next time.